Good evening, everyone. It is Kerry Attenborough of the Astral Realm and Glitch Hunter, and I'm here on Guy Fawkes Night, Saturday the 5th of November. Wow, this year's gone quite fast for me. I want to do a deep dive on the Astral Parasites video that I did. It was a bit all over the place. This one's probably also going to be all over the place, but I'm going to try my best, okay? I did a deep dive on Astral Parasites, but particularly the octopus ones, the cephalopod ones, or the jellyfish ones. I want to cover a little bit about my experiences and their appearances in fiction, pop culture, media, and so on and so forth. You might hear some fireworks going off as I'm doing so. So I'm going to start the video by showing you when I think this was the first time that I guess they came out of my subconscious, and I seem to be perhaps subconsciously aware of them somehow. Now, I don't know if I picked them up from a outside source and it seeded in my subconscious that way, or if I grabbed these ideas from the ether. I'm not sure, but I remember I was drawing the first drawing at an after party, and I was in an altered state. I think it was on MDMA, so there's that. I did a bit too much after partying, and it's not that healthy for you, so I don't recommend. But it was a good time. I don't regret it. So this is the first time that I drew. I'm sorry about my screen looking blurred. I tried to wipe it, but I've got I'm quite moisturized, you know. So that's the first time that I drew some tentacle monsters / creatures. And note the link to emotions, the association with emotions, because we've got one that starts off tired or upset, and then they slowly gradually turn up to ecstatic and happy like that. And I drew that on 18th of September 2015. Now, I think I was just obsessed with tentacles at this time, for some unknown reason. Then I drew, these have gone now, but I started doing a bit of graffiti, and I drew this bugger, which is the ecstatic one, obviously from my doodle. And it's got the tag Malady. That was my graffiti tag because I'm sick in it. No, it was definitely based on the Old English for disease. I know the ring light's shining off the screen, by the way, but I haven't got a screen capture set up on my laptop. If I turned that off, you're going to get that. So I guess I could turn it down a little bit, the brightness. No. We need the contrast up on there for you to see the screen a little bit, don't we? Ah, that looks clearer. Check it. Righty-ho. So that one was 10th of January 2017. And then there's that one, which was 14th of February 2017. And he's actually holding a sign saying free hugs. And they're actually painted on boarded up doors. So that's significant because doors are portals. A portal is a opening that can be opened or closed from one place to another. So that's a door. That's a portal. See the obsession that I got about these tentacles? That's an octopus that I drew. Spray painted on the wall there. This one, I drew it on my 3DS on an app called Colours 3D. So, and it says Ralph, which was like American slang for like barfing, vomiting or whatever. I was bulimic at the time still, I think. Was I? I think I was recovering, so yeah. got another creature that was drawn on a board, which looks like it might have been on a door. Looks very much like a ghost, doesn't it? It's like a woman with a bald head. Kind of creepy, you know. There's some eyes that I drew as well. And they were looking at the phone mast, which was making me feel like shite. Right, so that was the first kind of time that they spill out of my subconscious or whatever. But in 2019, I stopped like going out partying, but I still would kind of stay in and do drugs sometimes, every now and then. And this is when my synchronicities started going crazy and I started getting more into spirituality. So what I do is take a bunch of a stimulant. I want to be careful about what I say. I'd take a bunch of a stimulant and I'd look in the mirror and try and see my aura. And in August of 2019, I think it was just after the 8th of the 8th, I very clearly saw a octopus, I thought it was, an octopus on top of my head. And my first thought was, oh, that's what you are. Because I felt things like physical sensation of things crawling on me, quite painful. And like a heat sensation comes with it for many, many years. I don't know when this started, but I remember becoming aware of it perhaps a year before I actually saw one. And as they say, seeing is believing, right? So if I keep clearing my throat, I've been drinking coffee. Now in 2020, I had a revelation on the mechanics of reality. I don't think I'm going to go in depth about that in this video. I'll cover that another time. But it basically said that the collective consciousness creates reality. What was the other message that came through? Collective consciousness creates reality steered by the black mirror. I'll just leave that with you. So since I saw the astral octopus entity, I immediately knew, I thought, I'm not going to be the only one who's seen these, because it was so vivid, so lucid, you know, the visual of it. I thought, I'm not going to be the only one who's seen this. So for 2 weeks I was pretty freaked out trying to eject this thing from my reality. And I would not look up, research it online until I'd calmed down a bit. And after 2 weeks I had a look, and yeah, you can find other people's experiences on encounters with these astral jellyfish quite easily. Shit, I completely forgot to do a disclaimer at the start of this video. So here it is, and while I'm at the disclaimer, I'll do a plug. This video contains a sensitive topic that some viewers may find disturbing, so click off if you don't want to know anymore. I'm going to be talking about psychosis. Let's just call it science fiction, eh? Let's just do that. So I'm going to plug my Etsy shop as well now, so skip forward if you don't want to hear my plug, but if you do want to support me, I do make like macrame, crystal pendants and bracelets. They're all biodegradable, 100% cotton, and natural crystal beads with wooden beads. At the moment I'm wearing my selenite and my moldavite. Unfortunately, moldavite's quite expensive, so I don't have any of those in stock, but I do have a variety of crystal bracelets that I've made with my fair hands, but they're actually at really cheap prices, considering of course the time it takes to make them, the cost of materials, the listing fees, and all that stuff. Oh yeah, and the postage. The postage is atrocious. The postage cost is atrocious in the UK. But yeah, I'm selling them cheap as chips, really. Lovely. That one's Angelite. I've also got some homemade cards. This one's Pisces and it's got a bracelet on there as well. I've got a couple of Leo ones. I'll probably do some more drawings. I've got some horoscope themed bracelets. That one's Libra. God, it's so bright. Which I've done with watercolours. These are printed out and my printers run out of printing ink, so unless I sell some stuff, I'm not going to be able to make any more for a while. They've also got a stamp on the back, made a stamp there. So I think they're lovely. And you can play around with crystals, experiment with them, see if you can feel the energy, see if you can do this or that with them. And it's also supporting me. So that's for people who are interested in maybe like a Christmas gift or something for someone. Back to the show. Okay, so this light keeps on flickering, it's crazy. So I'm going to talk a bit more about the encounters that I've encountered them in pop culture and reality, because they keep showing up, so I just think it's really interesting. The first one I want to mention is when I was in London, I think, was it last year or was it this year? I think it was last year. And I couldn't help noticing there were octopus plushies everywhere. And they're reversible. So remember when I said one of the associations with them is emotion, because the first doodle that I did had one turning from sad to happy. Well, you've probably seen these, but they're like octopus plushies. And my phone's really slow and I don't want to accept the cookies, so just bear with me. My mum's going to interrupt, I think. Okay, whatever. It's taken me to a broken link. But you've probably seen these octopus plushies because they went viral. Note the word. They went viral in 2020. So you see these things everywhere. I think they also went viral from TikTok. Again, this is another association with these things. I'm going to go over the associations that I've collected on these entities. The associations, you know, psychological associations, I guess, with these entities. And one of them is emotion, and one of them is time. TikTok. Just trying to make the image bigger, but there we go. That's a little bigger image. So one side is angry, one side's happy. You can flip it. I made another video on here entitled The Dreamers of the Secret World. That's just like the story behind a game, a video game. Very interesting story. And the entities that have the ability, they're actually the antagonists in that game. The entities that have the ability to rewrite reality in that game are octopus, or they're said to appear like octopi. Now, this one's a great one. So astral jellyfish actually turn up in lots of different stories. So mainly in like role-playing games. I'm sure there would be in something like perhaps Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm talking about like video games. They appear a lot. I think they're in Elden Ring. Yeah. And I decided to look up octopus type Pokemon, okay? And I haven't played Pokemon in a long time. It's been many years. I think the last Pokemon game that I played was Ruby, Sapphire. So I didn't know about this Pokemon. till literally the other day. This one is it's mind-blowing. It's literally what I've been talking about. This Pokemon is called Nihilego. Can you see him? Nihilego is a poison rock type Pokemon, I believe, which is odd, isn't it? Because it kind of looks like a ghost psychic type or a water type, perhaps, something of that nature. But no, it's rock poison, rock. Maybe there's an association with crystals too. Pokédex. So I'm just going to show you like the entries into the Pokédex and what it actually says about these. There's another picture of them. So note the star shapes on its head, or head-like appendage, corona you might want to call it, or the crown. It kind of looks like a jellyfish, right? And it's got two longer leg-like tentacles. It almost has like the silhouette of a person. Species, parasite Pokemon. Weight, 5.5 kilograms. Okay. It is genderless. It does not evolve. The Pokédex entries state, from Sun, it says one of the several mysterious ultra beasts. People on the street report observing those infested by it suddenly becoming violent. Moon, one of the ultra beasts. It's unclear whether or not this Pokemon is sentient, but sometimes it can be observed behaving like a young girl. I don't like them. Ultra Sun, a life form from another world. It was dubbed a UB, Ultra Beast, and it is thought to produce a strong neurotoxin. And Ultra Moon, it appeared in this world from an ultra wormhole. Nihilego appears to be a parasite that lives by feeding on people and Pokemon. Right. Now, the type is interesting. And I think as well, that picture that I showed you doesn't really depict it, but the bell shape on its crown and the lower two tentacles are often depicted as translucent, okay? So that's another association with these things. Invisibility, translucidity, ethereal, whatever. So, let's have another look. Let's have another deep dive into this Pokemon. I wanted to also say that the type of the Pokemon actually makes it weak to some interesting types. It's weak to steel, water, ground, and psychic. So I'm wondering whether the reason for its odd type casting is to perhaps reveal its weaknesses. I'm going to see what else you can see on these. The Japanese name is Utsuroido. Utsuro has a few meanings, and one of them is void. And the id, I mean, they do put a lot of ids at the end of Japanese names when things are kind of alien-like. But id can also be the part of your mind as named in Sigmund Freud's teachings that is responsible for like animal-like behaviour, instincts and stuff like that. So let's have a look on this. Also, its alternate name is UB-1 symbiont. So symbiotic parasite, right? Utsuroido. It was introduced in Generation 7. Funny, it's not introduced in Generation 8. Native to ultra space. Unknown bodily functions. It's known to be somewhat parasitic in the sense that it's much stronger when it has a host. It's also not known what exactly its tissue is made of, but according to several official sources, it's said to be made up of a glass-like material that is flexible like rubber. As such, it is genderless Pokemon. It somehow resembles a jellyfish. Now it says Nihiligo. Nihiligo sounds better, but that's not how you say it. Nihiligo is specialized towards influencing other Pokemon to protect itself and its nests. It generates a neurotoxin that simultaneously gives those injected with it great power, while reducing their inhibitions and sending them into an agitated, often violent state. The ultimate goal of this is for the infected Pokemon to attack and destroy any natural competitors for itself and the Nihiligo. It is heavily implied that the violent behaviour of other Ultra Beasts is due to acting under the influence of Nihiligo venom, as shown in PJ 111. What is that? It might be a name of the episode title, but it's 111, so another synchronistic number there. One of the associations with these symbols, entities, ideas, whatever. Nihiligo can also cast an illusion to make itself resemble a human and peer into another individual's memories. I'm wondering if it can rewrite memories also. So, nice little bit of fiction there, isn't it? Interesting. When was... Just let me check. I haven't checked this one before, but I'm going to just check when Pokemon Sun and... Ooh. So there's firework going on. I was going to position the camera so that you could see the windows. So if any fireworks go off, you would be able to see them. But I don't know, it kind of looks better, the framing like that. It's a bit slanted, isn't it? Sorry about that. I'm not very perfectionist, to be honest. It'll do. That'll do. Oh God, I've loosened it now. Look. Right, never mind. So, when was that released? Pokemon Sun and Moon. When was Pokemon Sun and Moon released? 2016. And that's when I started drawing those pictures. I've never seen that Pokemon until literally the other day, so it's interesting. And they were released on 17th of November 2017. Oh, they were released worldwide on 18th of November 2016, but Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were released on 17th of November 2017. Just in time for Christmas. Interesting. What was that other thing that I didn't know what it was? PG 111? My memory isn't that great at the moment. I'm so sorry. Just gonna have to put up with it. Where did it say that now? Utsiroida. PJ 111. What does that mean? The Homecoming Crown. Pokemon Journey. So I was correct in assuming that it's the anime. I think. Yeah. Interesting. So we've got more associations with crown here. In the Galar region's crown tundra, there have been reports of a mysterious Pokemon appearing in the crown tundra, and it was episode 111. So that's like the alarm bell pay attention number. At the Cerise Laboratory, Professor Cerise is informing Ash and Go about a mysterious Pokemon appearing in the Crown Tundra in the Galar region and wants them to investigate. So what happens? Let's see. I'm going to have to watch this, haven't I? I'll watch the episode and get back to you. Yeah, interesting. So, we've seen it in the plushies, we've seen it in the Pokemon. So these things, we've seen it in lots and lots of Japanese role-playing games. Probably it's in board games as well. So clearly these entities are spreading virally, like mimetically, through the collective subconscious like a wildfire. So interesting. And, you know, when I've had some reality glitches, I sometimes see the symbol of the octopus. And I showed you this in the Dreamers of the Secret Worlds little thing that I spoke out. And it's got some associations that these things have. Clues, darling, clues. And I think there was a timeline shift around this time as well, because an appointment changed around without me doing anything. So that's an octopus, a magnifying glass, which means perhaps they're from the microcosm? I don't know. Or maybe they can... I don't know. Look closely. Well, it's glass too, and that Pokemon entry said they were associated with glass. The crown, they are associated with the crown. Remember? Coronavirus? You know what I'm on about. Stars, they're very much associated. We have the rock or crystal. These are associated. Oh no, sorry. They're not crystals. They look like diamonds in the... They're actually shells. Pocket watch, and it's got an eye in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8-pointed star. And then little squiggly lines as well. I don't know if that means anything. A shell with an eye on it. Those are some of the associations. Okay. So, another thing is that I've been drawn to YouTubers who utilise the astral jellyfish or astral octopus imagery without me really noticing. So we've got, Lord, just bear with me. We've got J-Dreamers, who has an astral jellyfish as his logo. Tentacle Croissant, which features Richard Grannon and Pierre XO talking about... Well, they don't do it anymore, but they were talking about... That's not too bad. They were talking about current issues and things like that, and drama. But they were really funny together. But it's funny if you look at 2020... videos of Tentacle Croissant. In a few of them I caught Richard Grannon saying things like, I will gape open the time portal with my tentacles. Yeah, that was a thing. Beyond the Veil is another channel that I've watched for a long time, and I think they were talking about the demiurge on one, and they had like a thumbnail of an octopus. Of course, one of the OG octopus tentacle monsters in popular culture is from Lovecraft, who wrote about Cthulhu. I've never read those books, so I don't really know the ins and outs. We got stories about the demiurge, I think might be linked, and portals, I guess I've put. So what I've put also here is just a quick brainstorm of the associations with these entities. We got aliens, antagonists, neurotoxin, other dimensions, mind. They are invisible, transparent, semi-transparent. I've put the fourth dimension, number synchronicities 8, 4, and 9. And 5. Times, stars, timelines, infinity, parasites, symbiont. 28th of October, not sure why I've put that. Portals, rewriting reality, rewriting memories, memory, bioplasma, auric energy, chi energy, and magic also. Right. So, I don't know what's going on here. It's just an interesting thing for you to have a little ponder on or just ignore. But let me know if you've experienced anything to do with these interesting little entities, ideas, thought forms, perhaps they are tulpas. And let me know what you think. And don't forget to have a look at my Etsy if you want to. I think that's it. I think we're done here. So, I guess I'll see you in the next one. In typical Kerry fashion, there is something that I've failed to touch upon. So, bear with me. One more thing. In 1888, a lady called Helena Blavatsky wrote about theosophy. Let me pull it up so I can tell you a little about this. She wrote it in a book, or a couple of books, called The Secret Doctrine, book by Helena Blavatsky. So have a little look at her. I want to look at her face. So that's Helena Blavatsky's face there, so you can have a little look. Now, on one of the sites that I read, whether it's right or not, I don't know, but she talked about, amongst other things, it's known as a pseudo-scientific work, by the way, also based on esotericism. It draws ideas from many different esoteric stuff. So we've got, she talks about root races of humanity. And the first race that she talks about is like an amoeba-like species that are ethereal and don't actually have a physical form. So there's that as well. So there might be some answers in that one, because we've got the synchronicity 1888. And that's about it. It's just an interesting few little associations there. Nothing to it. I hope you enjoyed this little story time. I hope you garnered something from it. Perhaps you've seen some orbs flying around me, because I did this is like my third time trying to record this, so I definitely saw some orbs in the second, what's it called, in the second take. Clearly my brain's a bit slow today, sorry about that, but yeah. It's been lovely speaking to you. I'm very glad that you made it to the end of the video, and just let me know if you want me to talk about anything else, or if you've had any experiences that correlate or whatever. Whatever you want. Now take care, and goodbye, and enjoy bonfire night if you're watching this on bonfire night. Bye bye. Oh. That was not turning off the phone, that was turning off the light. Bye.